Before we get to the video, if you would like to help me stop the madness, then please visit madnessnation.net to get all of your merchandise, or simply hit the link in the description below to donate. Remember, I cannot stop the madness without you. Madness! Hello everybody. Welcome to the hottest crime show on the net. Stop the Madness Crime News. Madness. Please subscribe, hit that notification bell. And if you'd like to support the channel by becoming a member, donating, or purchasing the hottest merchandise on the net, then please hit the link in the description. As you know, the month of July is the month that we will try to do 100 crime videos. Hashtag Madness100 to show your support. Also, hit the like button. It costs you nothing, but it helps tremendously. Mama Taylor out here selling pussy. Madness. Now, if you are a regular on my platform on the hottest crime show on the net, then you know that I did a story about a little boy named Amari who was allegedly missing and then found deceased. Madness. Y'all remember this story, don't you? This kid magically got taken by some random lady, and the mom and her boyfriend, which Amari was staying with at the time, like she went to go take care of her mom or something because she got bit. Her mom had got bit by a dog. But then she like ended the relationship and was like, it's over. And then said somebody's gonna be at the house today. But she didn't say who that person was supposed to be or what they was supposed to come there for. And then, you know, they did the news press conference, you know, talking about, we don't know what happened. You know, some lady just popped up at the house. And when I tried to call her, it was, the lady just took her. To me, the whole story was some BS. I personally feel like they both had something to do with this, but so far Terrell, which is the dude who the grown man who you see on the screen, was charged with the murder. They end up finding him, and they say that he beat the kid. They're saying that he beat the kid to death because he urinated on himself. Madness. It says, so I came across a quick little update and I said, oh, I remember this story because I remember Amari. Rest in peace, Amari. It says the mother of a 2-year-old boy allegedly murdered by the woman's boyfriend was arrested on prostitution charges in Las Vegas Wednesday morning, according to multiple reports. Taylor Nicholson was arrested at the MGM Grand Hotel on Las Vegas Boulevard after midnight Wednesday on 3 accounts of soliciting prostitution by undercover Las Vegas Metropolitan Police officers. She was also charged with possession of a dangerous weapon identified as a set of brass knuckles. Yes, I guess if you out there selling your cooter cat, you out there selling that kitty, you out there selling that punani, you may want to have a weapon or two on you. It says Nicholas, 21, allegedly discussed an exchange of money for her sexual services at the MGM Grand Bar Tuesday night. And while walking to a hotel room with 3 undercover officers, Nicholson was arrested. Damn. So you got caught up with 3 undercover officers? You know, prostitution may not be the career choice for you if you can't tell the difference between 3 undercover officers. So she was about to go back there and get banged, you know, 3 ways from Sunday. Madness. I guess she's in need of money at the moment. And then it goes on to do the report about where all this started, which was from her missing son, you know, Amari, who, like I said, I personally believe she knew what happened to Amari. Terrell knew what happened to Amari. They all knew what happened to Amari. Their story didn't make no damn sense. You know, I was just sitting there watching their interview. And she was like, yeah, I know the story don't make sense and it seems like we're lying. I said, probably because you are. It says, and then it goes back to the old story. So I'm going to, just touch up on it just in case you're unfamiliar with this whole situation right here. Nicholson's 2-year-old son, Amari Nicholson, was reported missing from an apartment complex on Paradise Road on May 5th. Taylor Nicholson's boyfriend, 27-year-old Terrell Rose, was arrested on May 11th for murder. Nicholson had reportedly left her son in the care of Rose while she made an emergency trip to care for her mother in Colorado. Have anybody talked to this woman's mother to see if she actually had to make a trip to take care of her mother? Anybody talked to this woman's mother yet? The next day, on May 12th, the missing boy's body was found at an apartment complex on the 400 block of East Twain Avenue. On Tuesday, June 29th, the Clark County Coroner's Office ruled that Amari Nicholson died of homicide by unspecified means. Rose told police that the boy had urinated in his clothing, and Rose struck the boy 3 or 4 times in the body with a closed fist. And that's because Terrell is a straight bitch. I don't care how you feel about it. That's some bitch shit. You up here striking this boy with closed fists because he urinated his clothes, and that's what children do. That's what children do. That's like hitting a child with a closed fist because they over there in the corner playing with some toys. That's what children do. This boy was 2 years old. Probably, working on getting potty trained or whatever the case. But you want to hit him with a closed fist. I don't know. Maybe that made him feel good. It says Rose said that the boy stopped breathing. No shit. So he attempted CPR, but the boy died. And Rose reportedly told police he disposed of the body. Homicide detectives found blood on a bedroom wall of an apartment in a plastic bag filled with soiled children's clothing in a closet. Rose was charged with murder and with 4 counts of resisting a public officer with a firearm and 4 counts of assault on a protected person with the use of a deadly weapon. Rose has had allegedly grabbed the officers during the arrest. Now, after he got arrested, he was in, the little interrogation room, and he was having a mental breakdown or whatever the case, because I guess maybe he wanted to act like he felt bad about murdering this little boy. So then he tried, it was a little scuffle. He grabbed the officer's gun or whatnot. So he got charged for that as well. But it's frightening that somebody can go on the news during a missing investigation of this child, a little Amari, go on the news and completely act like you don't know what happened. But the bad thing is, to me looking at it, they did a bad job of acting like they didn't know what the fuck happened. The second I seen that interview, I said, none of this shit, none of it makes sense. But for my knowledge, they haven't charged the mother yet. They just charged the father. Yeah, I don't know if he was trying to, I guess he was trying to grab the gun to kill himself or something. Madness. I still think it's completely stupid and completely irresponsible to have your kid with somebody that is not that child's father and then break up with that person while they are in control or while they are in the care of your child. That's just not smart. And then to say somebody's going to be over there, but then you don't say who's coming over. You don't say what they coming over for. But like I said, to me, to me, the whole story was messed up. Like, to as far as who's coming over or whatnot. Because when they was doing the interview, they was like, so, you know, you didn't find anything like kind of suspicious. He was like, well, to my knowledge, I was already told that, you know, somebody was supposed to be stopping by, but I just didn't know who or what for. And then they say that, and this is why I said I think that everybody involved on this. She said that somebody was supposed to be coming over. So the day that somebody was supposed to be coming over, allegedly, somebody actually did come over, but it wasn't the person who was supposed to be coming over, and they just happened to miraculously take this baby. But then they say that he killed the baby and then disposed of the body. Madness. Jen. No, he's not the father. He's not the father. He's the boyfriend. They did have an interview with the father, though. And that's when he was basically saying, like, nobody knows where my son is at. My son is kidnapped. Like, that don't even make no sense. But, you know, this is a horrible individual. This is a horrible man that can do this to a child. Anybody that can do these type of things to a child is just a horrible individual. And she's out here, her son just died, and she already back out here in these streets selling punani. Obviously, she don't make good decisions. So we're going to see if she eventually get charged with anything or if it's just going to be Terrell. But none of this stuff is going to bring Amari back. And that's the part that sucks the most. Amari ain't never coming back because Amari ran into the madness all because he urinated his clothes and did what children that are 2 years old do. It's unfortunate. I hate that this happened to Amari. You have to be a sociopath to be able to get in front of cameras and try to corroborate this story about what happened to this boy, and you know you done beat this boy to death. Amari's father should be able to get some licks in at the court hearing. Now, they did say that Terrell pleaded not guilty. So I do believe they say he pleaded not guilty when he had his court date. So we're going to continue to see what happened with this. Madness Nation, can we please get some more prayer hands for Amari? Only 2 years old, beat to death, body disposed of. This little baby boy deserves all the prayer hands in the world. So many of our children are getting taken out by people that's supposed to protect them. Mama's boyfriend is a sociopath, and mama boyfriend need his ass whooped. Because chances are he gonna be spending the rest of his life in prison. Madness Nation, thank you. Once again, join me for a moment of silence for little Amari, please. Keep them prayer hands coming. Join me in another moment of silence for Amari. These little kids, these little innocent kids, gonna get a moment of silence every time we speak about them. Every time their story is told. Thank you. Madness Nation, how y'all doing tonight? Welcome. Let me see what y'all saying over here in the chat. Says no, she needs to blame herself. Bad decisions because of her. That character would never fight a real man. He is not a man. It's heartbreaking. Jessica says, I used to work in corrections. They absolutely go after those who harm kids. He will have to PC up. Protected custody. And they still can get you in PC. You seen the story I did last night with Tina Gonzalez, who was up there smashing the inmates in front of 11 other inmates. Mess around and be like, hey baby, let me get the key to this protective custody cell real quick. Word on the yard is he beat a 2-year-old to death for urinating. Tamara Reed, how you doing? That's why he acted out matters. I'm mad. It's so sad how these young parents raise these young children. Absolutely. Absolutely. Madness Nation, please hit the like button if you are in the building. Once again, it costs you nothing, but it helps tremendously. Helps get the word out there, helps spread the awareness, help more people see the video so more people can make better decisions. More people can use do their mental exercises to keep them from making a mistake that's going to ruin their life forever. Please hit that like button. They both look green with infection of evil. Selfish people and evil finds evil. I think the mom is under the influence of some drug, even during their interview. She looks high in the mugshot too. I think he got or kept her on drugs. Comment to turn tricks for drug money. Maybe she's just a shitty person. I do notice that when it comes to the women, for some reason, people will try to give them every excuse in the book for these heinous crimes, for these situations. They will literally get every excuse in the book. Mama chops off the head of her 2-month-old infant, chop off her feet, mail the feet to the other parent, and somebody will be like, oh, well, maybe she was having a hard day. But the man don't never get those excuses. It's like, oh my God, how can such a horrible thing? But that is something that I'm noticing. Like oftentimes when I do these stories on these horrible parents or these horrible caretakers, these women just is more liable to get every excuse in the book, while the man gets no excuse at all. And to me, they both monsters. They both horrible. They both infected with the madness. Decision making does matter. Blue Flame says, I give zero grace to either sex. Evil is evil in my book. And that's the way that it should be. That's the way that it should be. We care more about these babies than the parents. Absolutely. If the baby was in the care of one of us, if the baby was in care of one of us from here at Madness Nation, then these babies will still be alive. There is no excuse for her to have left her son nor cut ties with that fool before she returned to get her son. Madness. I give no excuse for someone who harms a child, as it should be. Right now, I'm just talking to y'all in the comment section right now. What that say? Absolutely. That broad should be held equally responsible. Mar R, how you doing? It says, look at his face, tears, what a beautiful, sweet child, and evil knew it. I just spent 7 days straight in and out of an emergency rooms because of my 19-year-old has been sick. I'm all she has, and she's still my baby. That's good. Your kids is always gonna be your babies, no matter how old they are. I don't care when my babies turn 50 years old. I'm still gonna be like, y'all still my babies. Y'all know that, right? Y'all still dead as babies. As the queen would say, off with his head. Both their heads. What is going to help stop this from happening? Parents should be able to give the kids up without any legal ramifications. I mean, I do believe that you can, though. Like, you can drop, there are places that you can drop the kid off at, or give the kid to the father, who seemed to be very concerned that his son was missing. You know, clearly this is the mother's boyfriend who she's dealing with, but this child did have a father. And like I said, he also did an interview with the news station when they was looking for Amari. Madness. So yes, that's the update that, you know, she's out here selling pussy after her, you know, her son was murdered. Terrell's about to go to trial for murder. She has so many options to keep her child safe. And people like to say, well, why you be trying to tell people to choose better? Because it's something that needs to be done. People need to choose better. And hopefully if somebody is watching this and somebody happens to have children and they're not with the person who they had the child with, you know, hopefully they'll take a look at some of these stories that we doing and be more cautious when they decide to get into a relationship. Because you have kids. So you have to try your best, you know, you have to try your best to do your due diligence when you get into a new relationship, because this person, if y'all getting serious like that, is going to be around your kids. And you got some people who be mad at me for saying that. Like, no, both sides of the coin need to be told. This man's an absolute monster for being able to beat a 2-year-old and murder a 2-year-old. That's what they are alleging that he did, or what he allegedly told them. But you also got to make better decisions on who you decide to have around your kids. So if there's somebody watching this right now, hopefully they may be like, I was about to let so-and-so around my kids, but I've been watching Stop the Madness Crime News, and you know what? I think I'm going to wait a little bit longer. I mean, how often are these kids getting murdered by mommy's boyfriend, or these kids are getting murdered by daddy's new girlfriend? Too often. Too often. They used to have a "Don't Throw the Baby Out with the Bathwater" campaign many years ago, talking about safe spaces. They need to push that subject again. All I got is love, and all they want is love and to have a chance to be with others' children and play, school and fun. It wasn't that hard for her. She could have had a daddy that cared. Amber says 100, 100, 100, 100. Southern Sass said, yes, she sure did, and just looked the other way. Hey, Madness and all, keep up the good work. How you doing, Doug? Madness. LaKendra, how you doing? Tamara Reed says, I remember that slogan. These younger parents may not know. I saw a mom on video push her baby in a stroller into a store and leave them. Police were looking for her. They showed the video. Yep, if they jealous of your baby, red flag. Best bet is to raise them by yourself. Hello, Sweetness. How you doing? There are evil psychos out there. Protect yourselves and your families. Pray for your children. Birth control is the answer. Why is it that these women have children that they don't want in the first place? I will still never understand that. It's like all these kids are being had by all these parents who truly don't want these kids. Like, they still want to be able to live their life. You know, they still want to be selfish. And then they get these kids and realize that, you know, they necessarily can't do that. And then it's, oh, well, now we got to kill the children, or, you know, it's just a mess. You should not introduce your kids unless you spent a lot of time with that person first. They don't need strangers in their lives. Yeah, it be so many kids, and they just be, you know those parents that's just a whore. So it's just different people just coming in and out this kid lives, and you know, the mama is making these kids call these people, every boyfriend that she got, making these kids call them daddy. You know, these fathers that deal with a different chick every other week, and they got these kids calling her mama. Nah, this your mama right here. That is not good. You should never be bringing that many people in and out your life like that, where this kid understands like y'all are in a relationship and the kids understand that y'all together. And you like, tell your daddy how. Like, bitch, that ain't my motherfucking daddy. What's the countdown for July Madness 100? I don't know how many videos I did so far. All I know is that before August 1st, 100 videos will have to have been done since July 1st. 1 month. This may be something I do every year, where every year for 1 month I make sure I cover 100 crime stories. And we're going to call it the month of madness. Madness. Too many uncle daddies out there. Right. As if their kids are commodities. It's crazy. Rest in peace, baby Amari. Leave it to Bieber. How you doing? Madness Nation, y'all make sure y'all go out there. We got some content creators that I'm recognizing in the chat. Y'all make sure y'all go to Doug channel. Go ahead and subscribe to that, which is no thanks. We also got another content creator that I'm recognizing, Leave It to Bieber. Y'all make sure y'all go to her channel and subscribe as well. Madness. Is all y'all getting ready to shoot some fireworks, or are y'all already shooting fireworks today? I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all probably already shot them today since it's Saturday. Tracy says Taylor looks thinner and doesn't even look like herself anymore. No problem. No problem, Doug. I always try to shout out the content creators when they come in the chat. And, you know, if I recognize who they are. Because plenty of people be shouting me out. So I like to try to return the favor. It breaks my heart that baby died from a piece of evil doing that to him. It breaks all of our heart. Because none of us like to see this. Because, you know, nobody that has a tenth of a heart, you ain't even got to have a whole heart. You can have a tenth of a heart. And the last thing you want to see is a child being abused and a child being murdered. And people getting on the news stations acting like they just don't know what happened while we up here looking for this baby. Everybody's frantic. Where the baby at? People trying to find the baby. Because you know, when in kidnap situations, the longer you go without finding the baby, the more chance that baby gonna find out dead. I mean, it's gonna turn up dead. So you got these people that's just on TV while everybody's looking for this baby, and they already know that the baby's dead. Too many fires out here in Arizona to be doing fireworks. Arizona is one of those states, and when I say Arizona, I mean Phoenix. Phoenix, Arizona, that's always a place that I would actually consider going to. Tracy Sapp says he's not the father. Yes, he's not the father. He's the boyfriend. But the father did do an interview when the kid was kidnapped. He basically was like, "Listen, if nobody know where my son at, the son is kidnapped." While Terrell and the mother was on TV just lying. Phoenix always seems like a good place. It's hot all the time. Only thing about Phoenix, it seems like they got some creatures out there like you just don't want in your house, like scorpions and rattlesnakes and shit, like, and hawks and all that, like. If you're in a relationship right now, see the signs, do not let them know you leaving. Just leave. If they know you want to leave, you'll put you and your child in danger. Absolutely. Divorced when mine were 6 and 7. Didn't get remarried till last year, and they are 18, 19 now. They had no contact with father. I feel bad for them not having a daddy. This case makes me sick. I hate that too. I hate kids where their own fathers don't want to be in their life, don't care about them or none of that. That's a shame. You know, these kids, they grow up. These kids be growing up, and oftentimes, even if they're in foster homes or whatever the case may be, like if they grew up without their mother, they may want to be like, I wonder what my mama's like. They grew up without their father, they may be like, you know what, I wonder what my father was like. Safe haven laws, no legal punishment for leaving child with police, fire department, hospitals, etc. Carlos said, I'm late. It's all right. I found you through a shout out on Stephanie Harlow's channel and just subscribe to Leave It to Beaver. Well, thank you, T. Coleman. Appreciate that. I definitely appreciate Stephanie Harlow for the shout out in her video that she did about the baby cash case. All of y'all are definitely unfamiliar with that down there in Dallas. And thank you for also subscribing to Leave It to Beaver channel. Leave It to Beaver and shouted me out plenty of times. I'm in Arizona and never seen a rattlesnake. Seen a couple of scorpions and coyotes run from people. See that? Coyotes and shit. That's a lot. But it looked like such a beautiful place though. But they, like I said, they got some creatures. That's like, I want to go to Australia. And Australia got some creatures out there where you're like, Australia looks beautiful too. It'd be like you walking outside and mess around and see a Komodo dragon or something. Madness. Jessica says, I seen a rattlesnake here in Arizona. That's good, Jessica. It's good that you didn't have your kids around just multiple people like that. I'm more scared of the scorpions. They get in your house and hide under the toilet seat. Oh, hell nah. Thank you, Jessica, for confirming that I will not be going to Phoenix, Arizona. Can you imagine seeing a scorpion? Can you imagine seeing a damn scorpion on the toilet seat? You'll mess around, pass out. 55-1 Franklin. Thank you. But Madness Nation, I would like to thank y'all for joining me tonight for this quick update. I would like to thank you for the prayer hands for baby Amari. Because baby Amari deserved to live. He deserved to still be living. But unfortunately, like so many others before him, he was taken out by the madness. And once again, Madness Nation, if you are in the building, please hit the like button. Please hit the share button. It costs you nothing, but it helps tremendously. And once again, if you'd like to support the channel, because you know this is a true crime channel, and 99.9% of all these videos get demonetized. But if you would like to help, remember, you can become a member, you can donate, and you can purchase the hottest merchandise on the net by hitting the link in the description or hitting the link that's in the chat. It's not required, but if you would like to help, thank you. Thank you, 55-1 Franklin, for helping with the chat. And Carlos, in about a week, I'm going to be asking about you and Ashley now. If anybody missed the show last night, go look at the video about Tina Gonzalez. Because last night we was doing some matchmaking and it went from the chat room, and now we all got a wedding to be at in Las Vegas. So y'all make sure that y'all go back and check out the Tina Gonzalez video towards the end, where Carlos and Ashley was having some love in the air, and it was some love connection madness. Like always, if you want to join me on my quest to stop the madness, then please subscribe, hit that notification bell, like, comment, and share this video, because we got some things to talk about. We gonna talk about it because the madness is infectious. The madness is contagious, and the madness must be stopped. So remember, stop the madness, start the positivity. Thank you for watching. Y'all be safe. And y'all be safe with them fireworks. And y'all have y'all good 4th. Madness.